am a strategist and I specialize in messaging and marketing for online coaches, entrepreneurs, and product digital product creators, right? So I help with strategy, how to get your services out there online. That's my specialty. I am also a course creator and a summit host and a bunch of other things. We all wear a lot of hats, right? My business name is Magnetic Brand. And what I want to talk about is how to make your offer magnetic. And by magnetic, I mean it attracts your ideal clients. And oh yeah, someone's learning Kartra. Yeah, I have Kartra. Kartra is tough to learn, but it's so capable of so many things. Yes, Eileen and I are doing a workshop together. She's right after me. So of course, she will, you're welcome to come. And she is more presenting on how to implement your offer on a funnel website or whatever, the sales page. And I'm kind of talking how to create it. If you also gives me some tips on maybe how to create an offer to like repurpose something if you don't want to create a brand new offer, because there's always ways of doing it, right? So ways to recreate your previous offer or repurpose is one way is if you have, for example, a podcast or a blog or anything like that, that you've already been producing for a long time, like you have a lot of content, you can produce a very curated list. For example, top 10 or episodes on this topic, right? So let's say you're a health coach and you talk about a lot of products, but maybe you had 10 conversations with nutritionists, right? And then you can have, here is a curated track, how to improve your health with nutrition in 1 week, right? And that would be like your, so people value saving time and money. So when you're creating your offer, you always have to ask yourself, are you saving time and money or money, right? If you're not saving one of those, you're missing. If you're saving both, that's even better. And proving it to the client is kind of what we're going to talk about today. So when you are creating your offer, you really want to see if it can be done easy. Like we're all a month away from Black Friday, right? If you're creating something brand new, great if you already are. But if you want to repurpose, curated lists save time, because instead of listening to hundreds of podcast episodes or reading a bunch of blogs, you're solving my specific problem and I'll pay you for access to that, right? Anything from previous summits or previous events, if you had a VIP offers, whatever, let's say you've done 3 previous events or 3 summits where the offer, people paid for it in the past, you can bundle them together and have like best of my shows, kind of like, back in the old, I don't know who's back in the old days, they used to burn CDs, like your favorite, whatever that. Now there's playlists, right? Your favorite playlist. So it's kind of the idea of like, here's some of my favorite speakers. Because listen, I sign up for summits with 21 speakers. I don't listen to I can't watch 21 videos. Like I just can't do that. So you can save me time and money and say, okay, if you are interested in just this, here's these 5 videos and I'm curating it for you and I'm giving it for that. So there's a lot of ways to kind of repurpose that, what you've done in the past. Another way to do it is if you have lead magnets. So anything you've created, ebooks, PDFs, whatever. But what I don't recommend is throwing it together and like, here you go, because again, people, that's not really saving them time. They want to curate it something. So even if you divide it up, okay, I have these 5 lead magnets, how can I put them together so it's curated and it solves some kind of a problem, right? Like, I don't know, like, what do you guys do? Help with tech. Yeah, you help with tech. So for example, right, I mean, for you, Eileen, if you teach systems, right, and maybe you have a class on how to set up an email, how to set up this and how to whatever, I would say, hey, are you a brand new coach? Like all you know is email, all you know is Gmail and Zoom maybe. Here is simple, cheap tech for you because you don't need Kartra when you're starting out. Like when you're a brand new coach, you don't even like, you want something simple, super, unless of course you're starting with a big budget and you have a VA. But even then, like when you can start out, I'm not saying free Wix because I hate like the stuff that screams cheap, but that's why they need you, right, Eileen? So you can tell them, hey, yeah, there's cheap stuff that's really is not good. Here's expensive stuff you might need one day, but here's how to start out. So it's things like that that make it save time and money. They're bundled and you're not really creating anything new. You're just curating and guiding them in the whole thing, right? What was my idea? I think I talked about ideas recently. I'll talk about them a little bit later. But what I want you to do, think about first of all, is when you write copy for your sales page, and copy is just you write basically, here's what I have, here's my product, here's my service, right? Most people focus on writing a list of things it includes. I see it all the time. I've done it. It's my first thing. Hey, it's only $99. And here's a long list of things includes, which is fine down the page, right? For analyzers and people who really want to know the details. But that's not what sells, really. What really sells is, why should I buy it right now? Because I have this much money and this many offers. And why do I need to buy it from you and right now? And like, what is the big why? So the big why is basically the number one thing that makes your entire sales page magnetic. It goes pretty deep. Like you really have to know like what they're looking for, right? So we can do a strategy if you work with like strategies like me, when figure out, what is your offer and what are they looking for. But if you already know from previous offerings, maybe one topic they're looking for, you can tell a story and tell them why, the big why, they should do this right now, right? And story is what sells. And what is a story? That's story selling. It's basically, this is really simple. There's a villain, like every story. There's the good guy, right? The hero. And there's a guide. Guide is more like a Yoda, or I don't know. I don't really know Star Wars, but someone kind of a wise, right? So in case of Eileen, like she's not the hero. The client is the hero. The people you're talking to are the hero. They're fine. They don't really need fixing. They have a great talent. They're offering stuff. And you're just the guy to get them there, right? And so what is the villain? That's the question for you. If you want to story sell, what is the villain that is preventing them, your hero, from saving the world, right? So the villain normally is, in case of Eileen, it will be probably stress, overwhelm, right? Because they're like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't know. I know I need a summit. I don't even know what I need, right? I need something. Like, I don't know. So the villain is more than, I don't have time or money. The villain is like really the feelings that they're experiencing when they're experiencing them, right? So it's like, okay, if you're stressed, when you're your empowerment coach and your deconditioning coach, helping people reframe thought into empowering self-focused thoughts. Wow, that's awesome. Karen, and how would you say, just to my 16-year-old daughter, what do you do? Who has no idea what a coach does? Can you rewrite that or tell me?
I would tell her that she comes first and she has to realize that everything that she does in life has to make her feel good and not somebody else.
And that's how you make people feel. Yeah, exactly. I love that. Yeah. Is there a specific topic that you're a clientele that you're focusing on? Because that's pretty broad.
I work with Gen Xers, so anywhere between like 35 and 50, the people who have lived the lives that they were taught and life isn't working out because of that.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. That helps me a little bit. Thank you so much. Yeah. So yes, I've actually worked with a lot of coaches, and what I normally, and I don't know what stage of business you're in, but generally after a while, you get to even be more specific. So I know niching down, everyone's like, oh, I don't want you, I can help everyone. But here's the way I look at it. You don't have to niche down. I really don't like saying that. You already have a niche. You already told me what it is, but then you have personas within that niche, and different personas within your niche can have different needs at different times, because I at 50 or I'm at 48, I at 48 might have a different experience than a 35-year-old, a different stage of that experience, right? So then you'll have persona. So you might have a Justina who's 48, she has these problems, and you might have, I don't know, who's 30, what's a 35-year-old cool name, Karen, I guess. And then she might have a little bit different needs. So once you start developing personas, like when you really think about it, when you name them, the villains come easier, right? Like they come a little bit easier because a 35-year-old might have a little bit different problems in their life than a 50-year-old. For example, a lot of people my age experience either breakup or divorce, right? And career changes, or their kids leaving the house, right? So there's a lot of different transitions that you can then address. Hey, if you're, this is the villain, then come to me, I am the guide, and I'll help you slay the villain with, this, right? Whatever that is. So, and then so we'll talk about how to story so a little bit more with examples. And the number one thing that will draw people in to hear your story, once they hear your story, is what is the title, right? So the title is your secret sword, right? This is what you're offering them to slay the villain. They must slay the villain, the stress, the overwhelm of tech, whatever it is that alien sent, right? Or the limited beliefs, the limited stories, the programming that are keeping people stuck in their lives and not fulfilling career, right? So, so what is your sword? So your sword, or whatever this, magical tool that you have to save them, has to have a name, and it has to be a cool name, a cool enough name that's a promise and it's effective, right? So there's many ways to look online. There's even a book about best titles and things like that. But basically, it has to be outcome oriented. It's what am I this is what you're gonna get if you buy this offer, Black Friday offer. So for example, if then again, you're talking about slaying the villain, right? In that context. So when you sorry, didn't mute my do not disturb. Okay. So for example, Eileen could have named her, how to design your Black Friday landing page, right? That's a very normal title. I've seen a lot of books, how to do something, right? How to do something. That's not outcome oriented, and it doesn't give you specific things. So what I normally say is how to, right? It could be okay. It could be the how to can be really substituted, and I can even give you a list after this of things such as top 10 ways, right? 5 surefire ways, 5 expert tips, or 7 secrets too. Sounds a lot better than how to, right? So write your title and then go back to the beginning and play around with what is it that was catchy. And again, what's catchy? Does it save me time and money? If it doesn't save me time or money in a title or somewhere, or at least implies it in a certain way, then it's not as catchy. And then, so how to, that's important. And if you literally Google 10 top titles, it's all over the internet. I mean, they're often used in different variations. People will give you variation of 100 in one article, but I also have a list. Then you must say, okay, how to, and then let's say in this case, how to design your sales page. For what? So that you can do what? So whenever you design a title, the second thing you want to do is ask yourself, so that they can do what or be what? So that you can design your landing page, so that you can finally sell your e-course that you've been trying to sell for 3 months and haven't sold yet. I'm not saying I'm going to quite say that, but that's what they're going to think. They're going to fill it in. Oh yeah, right. So that you can finally, sell your high ticket offer to your ideal clients, not some clients that are broke and don't want to pay you. That's what they fill in when they think about that. So that's kind of what story selling is. You, even with the title, you kind of imagine what that is. So very outcome oriented. And then if you can, so it depends on how long the title is. Some people also add without, right? And when you say without, that's the villain. So without stress, without overwhelm. So how to, let's say 5 quick ways to shift your mindset, right? So that you can I guess in this case, I guess I don't know exactly what your clients get when they student mindset. Maybe if it's a relationship based, so you can say so that you can create 10 out of 10 relationships. And then you can say without having go to couples therapy. You know what I mean? So you can play around with that, and it doesn't have to be too long, but that's the idea, is catchy beginning that saves time and money. Then you tell them like, what is it that you're doing, basically? And I try to say, what is it that you're doing in a simple term? So what would you say to a teenager instead of making it hard? So like my e-course started out with like how to create profitable events or something like that. And finally said, like, how would you say it to your daughter? I'm like, okay, how to make money with events. It was simpler, right? Or how to make your first, again, I'm not saying it has to be quite that simple, but generally when we write titles, we write at our level, and it's easier to understand when people read. It's not that they're not intelligent, but the reading level is like averages of like a sixth grader. I mean, I'm not even joking, and it's a lot of it because attention, focus, how much we have to do, distraction, lack of reading, so it's not you or your copy, but we're just trying to make it simple and digestible for the people that you're speaking to, right? Then after the title, you get to write your copy, meaning like write what is it for? And this is what your story sell. This is what your story sell. This is, instead of saying, here's what you get, you want to story sell and tell them the promise. So that's the promise. So number 2 is a promise, and promise is basically when you buy this is what will happen. That's what a promise is, right? So, and if you are really good, you can use story to illustrate that. But basically the promise is, so when you attend this class, or when you sign up for this program, or when you buy this product, your life will change in this way, right? And then what we're doing when we're saying it is, it's of course, promises have to be authentic, something that's believable. Of course, we know that, right? We're not going to promise them $1 million or results, or anything like that. But it's just basically what we're trying to do is how you can now be the hero that you've always wanted to be without the villain stopping you, right? So if there was, no one trying to stop Superman, whatever, there's no kryptonite or whatever. I don't my kids watch it. I'm not the best. I shouldn't make comic references, but when now, let's say a coach who's a life coach and helps, people with addiction, let's say, but was stuck by tech, but Eileen helped them with their tech. So now you can finally help all these people change their lives in a positive manner, right? With ease and confidence, knowing that your tech is taken care of. It's all automated. You don't have to worry about it, or whatever it is. So it's kind of like the title, but it's really spelled out as a promise. And if you do it in a story way, is you using an almost specific example, right? Meaning once you have your personas, you can kind of figure out what it is. Okay. So the formula is basically, let's see. I'm going to put this in the chat. It's the how-to, then results without pain. I'm going to put this in the chat because I was going to create a deck, but I really don't like to have presentations. I'd rather just talk to you. So it's the how-to, right? So the how-to, the steps, strategies, secrets, whatever it is, to results, right? The result is what we talked about. And then without pain point. And the results, again, it's not how to build a house, right? But it's results that they want. So how to create the house of your dreams, or whatever it is that a deeper desire is. It's the solution to their problem, not just a statement, right? Okay. When you now get them engaged through the story, yes, people do eventually want to know what exactly are you including. I mean, if I'm paying you for something, they want to know. But instead of just listing things, list the benefits they will give them. So, for example, in a summit, a lot of people have VIP offers, and they will say replay included. Great, okay. But if I was I was going to a restaurant and a menu that said a hamburger. I pay a couple bucks for it. But if it tells me that it's on this, gourmet ciabatta bun with this house sauce and, black Angus beef, raw, I mean, not raw, but, or, whatever, like if it describes it and it tells you the benefits, meaning it will make your mouth water and it will be good for your body, whatever it is, that it's better than just here's a course with 4 modules. Great. I don't really care if it's 5 or 20. And like, I only care what benefit does it do for me in this case. It's all about me because I'm paying. Not about what's included. And it's not about making the offer look really good. Of course, yes, having listing looks good, but I really want to know what is included and why. For example, when I'm offering videos or video courses, I include an separate audio track for that e-course. And I tell them why, so that you can listen to it on the go at any time you want, pause and replay, because it reinforces your learning. So you get more bangs for your money. So that what, like if you keep asking, so what, you get a lot of benefits, like dig deeper. So again, so then we have a list, but not just a list, but for every line, pretty much, I mean, you can use your own judgment, but pretty much for every line, what is the benefit that it's included? If you're including templates, why? Templates to save you time, because you can fill them out in half the time than starting from scratch. You have to say the whole thing, right? But it's to save you time is the benefit, or whatever it is that the benefit is. And then whenever you have a time-sensitive offer, because you want to have a time-sensitive offer, otherwise people don't make decisions, I highly recommend having fast-acting bonus, and literally call it fast-acting bonus. And it's only good until, and it has to be like snappy. You can't make it a next week or 2 months, whatever it is. Now, if you're in Kartra, it allows you to have a timer. So if you order next 30 minutes, right, you get this bonus with it, right? Because guess what happens when I'm ordering online? I've been trying to order a hoodie for my daughter from Amazon for a week now. She finally is shivering in a car today. I'm like, did you order the hoodie? And I'm like, I have the money. I had it in my cart. I almost clicked and I got distracted because, oh, that's right. What else do I need from Amazon? I also need fish food. I need this. And then next thing I know, my client calls me. I didn't order it. Did I have a full intention of ordering it? Yes. So you're helping your client, if they're the right client, because they already gotten to that down the page, they're already interested. They wouldn't have gotten down to the price if they weren't interested. So you helping your client. So use this for them. So get over yourself, whatever, like you thought tricky salesy marketing tactic. No, you're helping your client to make a decision that's right for them in that time. Because otherwise there's 100 different distractions that can stop them from happening. And I thank you for doing it because, and honestly, I do it with all my offers now, not just Black Friday. Even clients who sign up for like thousands of dollars for like a big offer, I will offer an e-course or something that I can, scale, say to help you make a decision. Here's a fast acting bonus. If you decide by end of the day today, here's what it is. And they're making decisions on thousands and thousands of dollars. So, but I still give them something because it feels good. You got something for free. I don't even care. I mean, I don't know. My daughters go to Chuck E. Cheese and I spend $100 and they come home with tiny little things, shrinky things that they get thrown away, but they're so excited because they got something for free. It wasn't free. Okay. But people like to get stuff. So fast acting bonus. And what can it be? So I highly recommend, depending on your business strategy, if you sell on the phone, meaning if you want your clients to get on the phone with you, and that's the first thing you want them to do, and you're good at selling, then the fast acting bonus could be something to do to call you, because what they can do is it brings you sales. If that's not your strategy, that is not the first thing you do, and most people get on the phone if they have like Hyatt ticket offer. If you just want them to do something else besides getting on the phone, then I would offer a bonus like an ebook or a video or an audio. Like, listen, right now the audio is really big. You can have a private podcast. I think it's like, I don't remember the name of it, but if you look up private podcast, besides Hero.fm, there's another one that's cheaper that basically you record a bunch of your brain dump into an audio, and it's private, so you have to buy it, but you can include it as a bonus. Some people include, I'll give you free tips for a month related to what you do, right? So for example, you can have encourage coaching for a month from me. So you text them every day, you write them an email every day with little encouraging words, right? And if you automate it, you can do it for all your clients, like you can have it as a service, but whatever it is. So you can just add something that that really depends on your strategy, right? I don't recommend the calls, because what if you sell out your Black Friday and then you have, hundreds of calls? But if that's your strategy and you have a team or whatever, if for me, I generally give them an ebook or something that it's not as great as video or audio, but then it leads to something. So and it's related to the offer. So it kind of like the next level of that. And it's kind of like a puzzle. It fits together with the big offer. We can talk about the bonuses, but listen, if it's a month away, go through what you've already created and include it as a bonus, right? Like bundle the offers together. Okay. The last thing is, let's say I'm almost convinced, like, yeah, it sounds good, but God, I've been, like, haven't we all paid for classes and courses and then like, oh, that wasn't really great, or it was great, I just didn't do it. Like, on me, I admit it. So then you got to build trust, right? So you get to build trust. Why? This is a good decision for you. And you can do it with many ways. First of all, social proof. If you already have any social proof, great, put it on there. And I don't recommend like a bunch of testimonials, but 1 to 3 testimonials, and shorten them to about 2 sentences. Or if they're long, bold letters, key phrase. Because most people, I don't read testimonials like in depth unless they catch my eye. So if they catch my eye, that's real good. And I'm talking about Black Friday offer, right? I mean, if I'm buying a big service, yeah, I'll read reviews. But if it's a Black Friday and it's a small offer, I just want to know that someone's bought it and this is not a fake person, and work for someone. I want some validation. Make me feel like, okay, work for someone. Even if I see reviews, I don't read them, great. Like, okay, someone got it. And if I'm buying a big product, and I have multiple choices, I'll do it. But on Black Fridays, oftentimes that's not the case. Other things you can do to build trust is, if you're accepting payments on a website, make sure you have secure payment images, right? You can Google, like if you have PayPal or Stripe, whatever, you can Google a graphic like a PayPal secure payment, put it there, let them know. I don't know, maybe Eileen will talk about it later, but having an SSL digital certificate added to your website through your domain provider. So this is a little technical, but basically anytime you accept payments, you want to make sure that people feel safe giving you the money. I'm not going to talk about the website because I think Eileen will, but making sure that you declare it to your audience that yes, I'm trustworthy, and if you have any guarantees, I would put them in there, like anything that makes them feel like. So I'm not promoting that you have one. I'm just saying, if you have a guarantee, then some people put it right there on the checkout page with that offer. And then lastly, price and value. So what I see a lot is, here's the price and here's why it's great. Maybe even it's 50% off. But really what I want to see is what people want to see is drastic, and Black Friday is drastic price difference. I think the average discount is 25%, but that was like across the industry. And really, like these days, with everything being cyber and so many offers, people are looking for like 75% savings, right? So without cutting your price, what can you do? You can show them the value of the whole package, and then show them that the price is actually a small percentage of that package, right? So by the value, I mean, let's say you have an offer, my eyes watering. Let's say you have an offer with that's like an e-course and I don't know, something else with it. Let them know that, and then you beef it up with some bonuses, assign value. Some people assign value to memberships. If you have a private Facebook group, assign value to a Facebook group too. Why? Because community is important. So I pay $37 a month to be in a community. So that's $1 a year I pay for being in a community. And that's just one. And a lot of communities are way, way more than that. Way more than that. So I'm not saying that you would be charging someone. And even if you do, if you don't feel right about saying it's value off, just say it's priceless, right? Because you get community and you get support that you can't pay for. At least say that if you don't want to put a price on it. But put something of that so they let them know. And then, but I estimate, listen, if you were to hire an ad hoc marketing or a coach per hour, how much would they charge? I'm not saying that even you have to charge that much. It's the market value. Think about it that way. A lot of people have trouble here. They have trouble, including me, just like me. We have trouble pricing ourselves. We discount ourselves. There's some scarcity. So I'm just giving you some tricks to go around that by saying this is a market value. If you were to hire a professional off the street who doesn't know you and it's top market, whatever, how much would you pay? It doesn't mean that they would have to pay you that. But if they hired someone else, it'll be out of their pocket, right? So that's their value. So that's the way I look at it. So, and I do it line by line. Whatever I'm offering, I say value off, and on the bottom, I will put down total value of $1,000. Normally retails at $99. Today only $37. I mean, that sounds pretty good from $1,000. Some people, if depending on what kind of offer you have, if you're selling a high ticket offer, I've seen a value of $10,000 down to $500, right? I mean, people do crazy offers, but you have to consider on what is your investment of time and money in that if you can cut the offer, right? If you have a digital offer and you can sell thousands of them for $5, right? Or 100 for 50, like, do you really care? You know what I mean? Like, it's, if you only cut, I'm not saying you should discount your prices all year long, but if you want to have a deep cut offer on Black Friday, it's cool as long as it's not costing you time. Like, it's not costing you, you're not shooting yourself in the foot and now you're working for free or you're paying someone else to do this job or whatever it is. So it's okay. So if your Black Friday is something that takes time or cost you, instead of cutting price, I would add value by, hey, and now you normally paid for this class this much, it's on sale, but guess what? Now you get 2 classes for the price of 1 and on sale. So I'm adding value. So now I'm still getting $99 for that class, but I'm giving 2 classes away or 3 classes, whatever, I don't care. Or I could have said, ooh, it's on sale for $33. I would have had $33 in my pocket. Right now, they still gave me $97, whatever I wanted, but they got a bunch more and they feel good about it. So the scarcity and urgency, I think everyone knows that, is the last thing that makes people go click, 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 and buy. What does that mean? Scarcity, limits. So you want your audience to buy because if there's no deadline, they're not going to buy. So you will build trust. And the biggest thing is if you give them a deadline, you say, okay, it's $37 until midnight tomorrow. You have to honor your own word, even if nobody bought it. Like, because what happens is you lose trust. No one's ever going to believe. It's like the crying the wolf thing, right? No one's ever going to believe you or take you seriously about any other offer. Oh, she always extends them, right? She always extends them. She always does it. So don't. So think about it ahead of time and really stick to it. You can rerun it again a month from now, but expire it at a time. And I generally say, even when you're rerunning offers, just make it different, even by offering a different bonus. That way you can say, I never run the same offer twice. And this expires at midnight. It's true, and it really does work. And again, it's not trickery. It's really psychology of, if you already gotten them that far, they're interested. They just have too many choices. And your job is to convince them this is the right product. And if you're convinced, then it's all in alignment, right? It's only trickery if you're selling, or like feel salesy, I guess. If you're selling them something you don't believe in. And I'm sure everyone here, you believe what you have and you know it works. You just want to help people. So this make it feel normal and like feel good that you're helping people by offering this and saying, you need to buy this, you need to buy this now. And here's why. Because if you don't, and if you do, here's why. Your life will be this way. The last thing is, let's say you build all this offer and everything is great. It has to be user experience friendly. So please don't make me click 10 different things just to go to your offer. Make it easy. I don't remember passwords. Don't make me remember one if you don't have to. That's why I don't really like PayPal, but I offer PayPal sometimes on my offers because my computer remembers my PayPal, and I just pay with it, like whatever. But make it as super easy as it is. And most people don't test their offers before they even put them out there. Like, you test the user experience. So what I normally recommend is before you launch it, make it, I don't know, $1. I think it's the minimum thing. And have a friend, not even you, go through and buy this and see what their experience is like. Really worth it. If you don't want to do it, fine. Have your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, someone else do it. You can also, but I feel like sometimes if we're building it, it's too close. Now, if someone else is building it for you, then definitely. But definitely test your offer, because I have limited time. That's why Amazon works so well. It's they always know who you are. It's quick, easy. One click button, I pressed it. I mean, I know I haven't ordered the shirt finally. I did order it this morning, but even so easy, they didn't have enough sense of urgency. It wasn't on sale. I could have bought it next week, so I waited. Do you see what I'm saying? But yes, so it has to work all together, but make it super easy. The simpler, the quicker, and with pre-filled fields, right? So that's if you are selling something bigger. And by bigger, it so depends. I mean, it's for some people, 1,000 and up is bigger. Some people, 20,000 and up is bigger. I'm just saying, for you, bigger ticket offer, or you think people would need, they would think that's a bigger offer. I definitely recommend having payment arrangements. It's like, so you have a payment in full and then payment plans. And what I recommend in here is telling people who pay in full, give them a better deal. So what I'm not saying is don't punish people who are making payments, but make people who pay in full feel really good. So save $100, save $4, whatever. So this is for like, coaching programs or offers or something. I mean, I have a course that's $200 and I still broke it down into payments because I feel like it was under $100. I don't really think about it. You know what I mean? Not always, but I don't think about it very long. Oh, it's $97 out of my pocket. Okay. I think I have $100 in my bank account. It's good. I'm not going to, now you're talking hundreds and I'm like, okay, well, do I really need it right now? Can it wait? Is there another option? It's in thousands. I'm like, oh, that's a big, let me really think about it. Like where, that's about my rent, getting close to my rent. Right. So that's a big expense. So many times you have payment plans and make it easy. About pricing, they say everything is like ends in 7, 8, or 9, right? 97, 98, or 99. I've seen a lot of different marketing things about that. The 98 supposedly was invented by Walmart, and it seems to be like the clearance price. I don't know if it's true. I thought it was 97. But I've seen and I've heard from marketing that the numbers, instead of making it $100, make it a $97, right? It's the visually optical. Somehow our brain still thinks, it doesn't see 3 digits and it thinks it's less. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's a psychological phenomenon, but somehow it is still a sort of psychological phenomenon to make the prices. And again, never list the price without listing the value right next to it, right? So it's the value of 1,000 today for 99. Great. If you have a discount, say the discount and then deadline. It ends by this date and voila. Let me summarize and then see if we can have some examples to talk about it. So number one about your magnetic offer is name, right? So name is the title. We talked about that. It's in the title, you're telling them what kind of what you're teaching, but not only what you're teaching, it's like results for them, right? The formula is is like secrets or strategies to the results and without pain point. Number 3, you combined it. Sorry, number 2, I'll say, is the list with benefits. Benefits is the keyword, right? So you have a killer title, you have a list, but your benefits are, I'm sorry, I know I am skipping. Yes, and the benefits. The number 2, now I know. Number 2 was the promise. Sorry about that. So that what I did is number 1 is the title, killer title. Number 2 is the promise that you're making them. You will learn here this. Number 3 is the benefits, the list with benefits. Number 4 was bonuses, fast acting bonus specifically, something that expires shortly. And basically what we want to do here is FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So if you give me a deadline till tomorrow, you know, if your offer expires Black Friday is Cyber Week, that's great. I'm going to tell myself that I'll come back on Wednesday and buy it because I still have time. But now if you give me a fast acting one, okay, well, I think differently. It pauses me to think about it. Maybe it is worth buying it now because it is a lot of savings and it won't be here tomorrow. And I really wanted that thing she's offering. So, okay. Number 5 is trust. And that is built, some of that is with the website and how it's designed and a warranty or a guarantee, but definitely social proof, right? So that's number 5. Number 6 is price and value, meaning never list your price without the value. Put value on everything, and if you can't, just say it's priceless and why it's priceless. And then we have number 6, that was price and value. Then I talked about number 7, which was scarcity and urgency, right? So it's very specific deadline. Or limits, limited spots, whatever it is. I only have 2 spots open. And, you know, and what I'm saying is here is be authentic about it, right? Like if you have unlimited spot, don't say you have limited spots. But if you only want to, I mean, reality is, especially when you work one-on-one, you do have limited stuff. We have limited space. We have limited time. We have limited money. So could you say you have as many clients? Is your calendar open? Could you have a lot of clients right now? Yes. But really, when you're starting out, you don't want to start with 10 clients in 1 week. You want to get to know them anyway. So you only have spot for 2 clients this week. You don't have to say that you just don't have to say this week. Okay. So I'm just saying everyone in reality is we all have limited resources, and it's our job to let them know that. And then we have number 8, I guess, because mine is numbered differently, is the visual design and the user experience. Make it easy, make it pretty, meaning pretty enough, not something that like hurts my eyes. And the fewer the clicks, the better. And if you give me a chance to check out without a password, even better. Or if you do it, just make it pain-free. That's really what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, and then I guess, and that was, I don't know why my project was here, and the pay in full and then payment options. I guess that should have been with the price. Okay, so it's my first time presenting on this. Thank you so much for bearing with me. This is why. This is why. But I've written about this and I've thought about this. I teach this every day and I apply this every day. I just haven't presented about it. So thank you. Can I answer any questions, or do you have any specific examples you want me to run through, or any feedback? I haven't done my offer yet. We should do one together. But I figure you're going to be showing them the entire how to build a sales page next. Do you want to, I'm sure everyone here knows, but I will tell you this though. A lot of people, when I present this, is they say, okay, I have my Black Friday offer. How do I not promote it? Like, what do I do? Because the truth is, you can have it, but if no one hears about it, right? If you plan on having these offers every year, SEO can actually be really good. So think about, again, your persona, not your everyone you can help, but specific persona and what you do for them. And that's your keyword. And you get to put it somewhere on the internet, meaning not a social media, because not searchable. It's better to have it on a website, blog, or whatever, like whatever your sales page is. But I would like that to be something that sticks around all year long. Because what happens is next year, this year for Black Friday offer is already going to be under internet. When people are looking for things like that, you're going to start coming up. That's like a long-term strategy. So if you have a blog or a website, literally have a Black Friday offer page. And when this year expires, I would archive that, meaning still have it somewhere on the website. So the internet is still there, but just replace, the wording on the new page with your new offer. For example, what was I looking up? I think I was looking up Black Friday offer for coaches, and someone's Black Friday offer from last year popped up a #1 search for me. I'm like, good for her. Now all she has to do is repurpose that page to this year. Really, because she had a lot of links. What else can you do? I don't recommend ads in November because any kind of Facebook ads, social media ads are generally like 3 times the price during because the supply and demand during the month of November and December. So they're not as great. I do recommend starting early, like mentioning about it and talking about it. And again, when you're talking about it on social media or in your email, story selling, not selling, right? So I'm not yes, exactly. Sorry, I was reading the notes now. So for example, I had someone today pitching me something, but it started out with a story, and it was something about gut health. It's like, yeah, back in the day, I used to be bloated all the time, whatever, and I felt like crap every time I ate. And I thought it was normal until I realized this thing was causing me. Are you suffering with something similar? If so, get on a call with me. Here's your name. So he did a story, even though it was about himself. He sounds like, hey, get on a call. I can solve your problem. I know what it is. And that. So it's kind of like starting in that. So you can start with posting basically about something that's relating to your Black Friday offer now. And you don't have to be selling, you're just talking about that. So it's called educational marketing. So before you start selling, you write 3 or 4 posts that you're just giving all information, but it directly relates to your Black Friday offer. So your Black Friday offer is, I don't know, 6-week boot camp or of some kind, because we can do boot camps for, whatever, for anything we want, really. And the boot camp is on the topic of, I guess the first thing I would think of is fitness, but it's not. You can have a branding boot camp. You can have a ditch your limited belief boot camp. You can have, ditch your tech overwhelm boot camp. You can have whatever, love coach. Yeah. Dating and love coach for women. That's awesome, Kate. Fix your love life books. I guess you don't really fix that. That's fixing is not a good thing, but whatever it is. Actually, I'm right now. Someone just forwarded me a 30-day dating challenge. That's a no dating apps dating challenge for 30 days. I'm like, wait, there's dating without dating apps? What? It kind of intrigued me. I'm like, okay. So I mean, you can run anything like that, right? So the title intrigued me, even though I'm not dating. I mean, I'm not looking for new dates. I'm dating, but I have someone I'm dating, I guess I should say. Yeah, but I'm like, okay, I'll sign up because I want to know what's going on in the dating world that you can date without that. I mean, there's people in real world that you meet, like you go out. This is great. So you see how the title caught me, right? And someone forwarded that to me. So catchy title, that's what happens when you have killer titles. People forward it to you because it's like that. So definitely work on the #1 killer title and try to have and with titles, I love brainstorming. So I ask other people and we kind of brainstorm. Sometimes the really stupid stuff comes out, but I always say, like, there's no bad idea. We're just throwing it out there. And I try to test them. So I normally ask them the last 2 choices, which title speaks to you better? So it's not my final decision because I feel like I'm always too close to it. I'm kind of like the idea person though. People normally come to me. And I have like 1,000 ideas. So if you're not good with it, look for someone that can help you with it. And what else? Storytelling. So you can do it via email or Facebook or Instagram. Pinterest actually is also a great SEO tool, meaning it sticks around forever and it's very searchable. So don't forget about Pinterest to put your offer out there. And but don't just put your offer out there. Again, the educational marketing, right? Write for articles or whatever and link them on Pinterest. Because you never know who's going to look for it. Looking up hashtags for Pinterest and Instagram specifically is a good idea, and to bring in some audience without ads, right? Because people look for. So basically, what I'm saying is broadening. You probably already know how to reach out to your own people because you have an email list, you have a Facebook. What I'm saying is you can broaden how you show your Black Friday offer beyond your own network, right? By putting on a blog or website and then having it stick around. So Google bots digest it and they keep it in their memory. Putting it on Pinterest so it sticks around, and having hashtags so that when people look for stuff like that, it comes back and comes back. The last tip for me is really, besides online marketing, what really works still is community and personal reach out. It still is. Like, this dating site I would have never found out if my friend didn't tell me about it. So it really is, if you don't have a community, become a part of a community that has your personas in there, meaning people you want to hang out, people who could be your potential clients, but maybe know your potential clients too, right? And then like, hey, do you know someone that's perfect for my class title, killer title? Would you mind introducing me? Would you mind recommending me? So it really depends on like that kind of offer it is, right? Like big ticket or small ticket offer. But a lot of that is still because it's kind of like starting like catching fire with it can be small things like just sparking up a conversation and getting referral. Can you recommend me? Can you send it to your friends or to your list? Some people are willing to do that. And if you feel awkward asking for it, you can offer affiliate fees, referral fees. No problem. I really appreciate that. And people can promote for you. So you can make it in different ways. But I'm saying, yeah, I like that. I'm sorry, I'm taking the chat. Problem solving. Single women often say their man picker is broker and attract bad boys and available men who don't commit. Yes. Attract and choose the right man without frustration or fear. That's juicy. We can talk about it for hours. Call me. My website name is makeyourbrandmagnetic.com. I do have a free call with me on my website if you'd like to, anytime. And you can also email me at Justina, with a Y, at makeyourbrandmagnetic.com. And I geek out in this kind of offer creation stuff. Like I don't work for free, but I will do a 30-minute call or email exchange for free because that's kind of stuff like sparks me up. If you want to hire me after that, you can, but I don't mind doing these kind of like a quick idea slams, as I call them. So if you'd like one-on-one, I'm happy to help. And thank you so much for joining today. Nice to meet you, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
See you all in a few minutes.
Yes, thank you. Bye.